It's Flip City Magazine, The Parodies, Special Edition, with savage send-ups of The Walking Dead, Star Trek Picard, Stranger Things, The Mandalorian, Guardians of the Galaxy, and more from the first 4 years of Flip City. Get Flip City The Parodies free when you subscribe in print at flipcitymag.com. The world's best satire magazine, and never, ever woke.
Lieutenant Rogers, this is a time-sensitive critical mission. You must pre-see the Nazi force and secure the artifact, then get to the extraction point before they arrive. Failure to do so will result in being hopelessly outnumbered.
It's time we take the fight.
News we have of the Allied invasion of northwestern France is still in escalation from the associated.
For fulfilling his high objective.
Along the whole North African coastline, the Allies can strike simultaneously.
Space. A vast, dark void in need of exploration. Yeah, right! Space isn't about exploring, it's about getting rich. What's the fastest way to get rich? By collecting the splinters of Yggdrasil for glorious bounty. Too bad it's also the quickest way to get dead. Join Mistress Craven and her crew of scantily clad scoundrels as they sail the stars in search of the splinters of Yggdrasil. Magic, mayhem, and miniskirts in space. Go to abochrysly.com to learn more. See you soon, matey.
I like these calm little moments before the storm.
Money comes big, yeah. It's not small, no.
Kiss my entire.
Oh, my darling, not 3 times on the ceiling if you want me.
Your coffee, sir.
Thanks, beautiful.
You're welcome.
This is a man's world.
Wow! Welcome, everybody. Listen. I just want to go on record as saying, in light of the well, first of all, there's a long history of American presidents being great orators and bringing moments of inspiration to all of us. Reagan's speech after the Challenger disaster, they slipped the sorely bonds of earth to touch the face of God. Oh, how stirring. Ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. The only thing we have to fear is fear itself. And then there's Joe Biden calling everybody that disagrees with him human garbage. Rousing moments from a great intellect. We're not garbage. We're not Nazis. We're not deplorable. We're not irredeemable. We're not bitter clingers. We're patriots. We're citizens. And you assholes work for us. Maybe it's time you remembered that. And here in about 5 days, we're going to do the find out to your fuck around. How about that? Joining me, as always, for another exciting episode of The Coffee Shop are my fellow Madness baristas, Tanner Hurley and Kitty from Flip City. Oh, fuck, it's Christy.
I know. I'm sorry. Kitty took the garbage thing to heart, and she's in San Francisco cleaning it up to prove she is not a piece of it.
All right.
So sorry, you got me.
We'll excuse Kitty this time, but we're glad to have Christy with us. How are you guys doing?
Doing good.
I'm all right.
How do you feel about being human garbage?
Oh.
I'll embrace it, just like deplorables. I guess I'm garbage and deplorable, and it's cute. Who didn't love Oscar?
I mean, everybody loves Oscar.
It is called Garbage Can, not Garbage Cannot.
Yes. Awesome.
That's why you get the big money, boo-boo.
I love that quick wit of yours.
Oh, no, it's a meme. It's just stuck in my head.
You totally could have stole that.
I could have.
Timing is everything, and she got it.
Remember that one when they created, like, they called it the first ever homeless Muppet or whatever? And then there was the memes about Oscar the Green. He's like, well, what am I?
The fuck am I?
Yeah.
Grey Wolf in the house. Hello, Grey Wolf. Abo Grizz in the house. Good to see you. Look, how come it says 3 people are watching? 2 of them are not us. There should be 5 people watching, at least. That should include Tanner and Christy.
What?
The hell?
Am I watching?
Yeah.
Am I counted as watching?
We're watching ourselves. It's great, isn't it?
You got to open your YouTube to watch the show and mute yourself mute your YouTube.
I don't have the show open. I only have your channel open. Let me open the show so I can watch.
There you go. And
so I can watch and cringe at myself.
Billy Power Max in the house. Welcome, you garbage person. You love to have you. I love my fellow garbage. They just can't help it. They just can't help opening that big giant word hole and pouring out a big bucket of offensive dumb to people they're trying to get to vote for. And Obama, where did all this division come from? Don't get it weed up now. Listen, Barry. We were the United States of America until you came along and said Trayvon could have been your son. Okay. That's when it all started, to answer your dumbass question about when it all, you get the fuck out of here with that. Listen, I'm from that generation. Racism was pretty much dead and gone. 80s and 90s.
But I was told that when you say stuff like that, you're looking through the decades with rose-colored glasses.
Absolutely. Because the world was a rose-colored world. What's going on, Sketchbook? Good to see you.
Hey,
The world was just a better place. And then people like Obama came along and began deliberately insulting and condescending to every conservative American out there. And, we were called the silent majority. We're not so silent anymore.
Yeah, I mean,
okay,
you go on Twitter, there's all kinds of yelling going on over there.
Sure, absolutely.
I can imagine. That's why I stay off of it.
I go for the memes. I go there for the memes. By the way, boys and girls, we're returning the meme review to the show today. Here in just a few minutes, we're going to be bringing it back. We can't do this show without memes.
Show without memes?
We built this city on memes and rock and roll. Jesus Christ. Hi, Fanta.
Man.
Hey, Fanta.
Hey, Fanta.
Good to see you.
Hey, speaking of rock and roll. So, I mean, I knew that this existed, this cartoon, but I was reintroduced to it recently because I guess they put it on YouTube, and now everyone's talking about it. Do you remember Rock and Rule? Oh, I mean, it bombed at the box office. It was an $8 million film. And Rock and Rule.
Never heard of it.
Okay, well, it only did literally $30,000 at the box office because of shit marketing and everything. But no, it was done by a great animation studio that was behind large popular shows in the 80s and everything, and even early 90s. But they got bought out by MGM, who didn't know how to market an adult cartoon.
Okay, all right.
But it's great. It's great. It's rock and roll, man. It's got Lou Reed. It's got Debbie Harry is in it. Cheap Trick.
I'll have to check it out.
It's got a great soundtrack.
I'll have to check it out, and I certainly will.
But yeah, recently, talking about rock and roll, I was like, oh man, I literally just watched something on that 2 days ago. Rock and Rule.
PM that to me if you don't mind, so I'll remember to go look it up. My PMs, my messenger on Facebook, is how I write notes to myself for my writing. I have a great line pop into my head. Hey, I missed you too, fans, and I'm glad to see you. Hey, Levi Skeen, wonderful to see you.
Levi.
So I'll send my messages that are just these cryptic comments. And if I put quotes around them, it's supposed to be dialogue for a book, right, that I'm working on. I'm here to tell you, man, I'll log into Facebook and my messages are just blowing up. I'm like, damn, people are reaching out. No, it's me. It's me contacting myself to remind myself to do things. Here's some breaking news for you, boys and girls. If you'll remember, the evil governor of Virginia wanted to take non-citizens off the voter rolls, and the Department of Justice sued him. The Supreme Court just ruled, yeah, no, fuck you. He can absolutely take illegal voters off the rolls, period. This will have ripple down effects for Mississippi, who's doing it, Nebraska, who's doing it, Michigan, who is doing it, and a couple other states. I forget which.
Shouldn't all the states be doing it?
You would think, right?
Yeah.
We're suing you to stop you from removing illegal voters. I'm sorry, what?
What? How unconstitutional?
Did they say it was racist?
It was because it was within 90 days of the election, and it's not giving people time. Look, there's a box that says, "Are you illegal citizens?" If you check no, you're done.
I thought, isn't that how you register to vote? Like, the moment you hit, not a legal citizen, you're like, oh, guess you can't register.
Right? Gosh darn it. I was going to obey the law, but, I broke a law to get here. So,
Hey, are you guys taking the advice of Elon and Trump and all them and voting early? I'm making a special trip off my mountain to go vote early. I don't know. I'm a little paranoid of, like, election day shenanigans.
I am too, and that's the reason I'm not. And
Okay.
a lot of people I've talked to said, hell no. We're waiting till right before they close the polls, and we're going down there and red wave that motherfucker.
All right.
So they won't have time to generate.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's that.
My wife has occasionally the slight spurt of conspiracy theory. Anyhow, so you notice that they're talking about another hurricane in like Florida and Georgia and stuff like that. So she's saying, well, isn't it kind of strange that they're predicting it to hit on November 5th?
In a red state.
That's interesting. I've been looking for more gal pals, so if she's putting on the tinfoil hat, you might
Hey, if you can get Mrs. Hurley on the show, I'll watch. I will absolutely watch that because she will dish on Tanner. I know she will.
Oh, she will too.
Okay, let's remember next time Tanner can't make it, wifey's coming, and we're just gonna talk shit. We're gonna spill the tea.
Oh, she's gonna love this episode.
Mrs. Hurley, if you're watching, there's an open invitation anytime to come on the show. I mean, hell, we let him on.
Right.
But there she was on YouTube and TikTok and all that kind of stuff, and then she's sitting on the couch, putzing around on the phone, and then that's when she looks over and she was like, "Don't you think that there's a possibility that this could happen?" And I was like, normally I would be like, "You're crazy," or something like that, but I was like, yeah, you know what? You're absolutely right. Let's throw that tinfoil hat on. It is so within the realm of possibility. I'm not even going to say anything.
I no longer say that's impossible because the science is settled.
Well, I mean, you got to keep the title of 100% of the time, right?
Yeah.
I can't risk being wrong by disagreeing with any crazy conspiracy theory. Oh, it's good to see everybody. Abo needs a wrench on my channel. Let me get him a wrench. Just noticed that.
Ooh, I can't wait for the new wrench.
The new wrench? What's the new wrench?
The new wrench for Abo.
Oh. Let me get Abo a wrench.
That's as ridiculous as COVID coming from a laboratory. I know, right? Well,
all right, Abo, you now have a wrench, sir.
In certain circles, we've been saying conspiracy theories, or as we like to call them, spoilers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I think it's about that time. Let's dive into a meme review here, Tanner. Let me bring up the basket of freshly harvested memes. And you'll have to let me know when you're ready.
It's cute.
Fuck you and your Prius, okay? Roll coal, baby. Don't make them eat. Don't listen. Don't let them make you eat bugs or grass. Eat the steak. Roll coal. Buy a big ass diesel generator for your home. Fuck them. Listen.
I never saw that.
It wouldn't be Donald if he didn't make a few changes when he showed up to work somewhere. Just saying.
I've got an idea. It's going to be great.
Yeah. NASA was absolutely baffled at how Elon Musk managed to succeed without as many gay, non-binary Muslim dwarves of color as they have. Turns out DEI is not such a good idea, but hiring the most qualified and competent people might be. My man caught a rocket. He caught a rocket because landing the thing with pinpoint accuracy wasn't enough. Jeez. I changed my Facebook status to "It's complicated." quantum physics is complicated. You're just a slut.
That's exactly what that means. Like, I can't believe people. I mean, social media has just turned everybody into open sluts. You know, in the '90s, I hid it. I looked innocent.
Jesus Christ. When I was young, I was poor, but after years of hard work, I'm no longer young. Oh my God. Simon and Motherfunkle. The classics are important. Just saying. The news used to tell you that something happened, and then you had to decide what you thought about it. Now the news tells you how to think about something, and you have to decide if it even happened.
Yeah. Oh, God, ain't that the truth?
God, there's that great line from the Queen's Rock Revolution Calling.
How about just got coffee all over their screen?
The line from Revolution Calling by Queen's Rock that says, I used to trust the media to tell me the truth, but now I see the payoffs everywhere I look. Who do you trust when everyone's a crook? You know? How are you supposed to trust mainstream media? Bam! Were you honest about Biden's decline? Joe is perfectly capable. Then why are you the candidate? Why has no one asked that?
Yeah.
Well, I think the last meme covered it perfectly. The previous one.
Yes, yes. And then someone literally posted this. It's right there for the world to see. I'm no longer supporting SpaceX and will change my support to NASA. I refuse to support any organization that hires Nazis. Tell me you've never read a history book without saying you've never read a history book.
Oh, man.
Werner von Braun would
be
proud
like
of
you never heard of von Braun?
He would be so proud of you. Jeez. Scientists warn that Earth could run out of conspiracy theories by 2025 if they keep coming true at the current rate. There it is, Kitty.
Yep. I kind of expected, actually.
Everybody
brace for disclosure.
We're running out of conspiracy theories. Climate change, dear Watson. Everything is climate change. I was watching an interview with a guy who, I don't know if you guys remember, a few years ago, these three people got together and they spammed professional publications, journals, with fake professional papers, and one of them was how the male penis was causing climate change. And they got published in a peer-reviewed journal.
No.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Well. Mm-hmm.
So, remember, the science is settled. I don't mean to put too fine a point on this, but I do. J.D. Vance's side eye at the camera during that debate every time a bucket of dumb fell out of that other dude's face absolutely is one of the most iconic slams of all time.
Yeah. Well, didn't he say he was doing it on purpose?
Yes.
As well? That's great.
Yes. He trolled him so hard.
Yeah.
He had to be visualizing this meme.
They know their base very well. Their strongest supporters love the meme. And they're like, oh, they're going to have a field day with this.
Yep. This is called pre-meming. Pre-meming.
Yes.
Pre-meming.
If you're debating Elmer Fudd, be Bugs Bunny. Always be Bugs Bunny.
Always be Bugs Bunny.
Deportations, stop them, jail them, put them on a Oh my God, the memes are good today. Romeo and Juliet is not a love story. It's a 3-day relationship between a 13-year-old and a 17-year-old that resulted in 6 deaths. Sincerely, everyone who actually read it.
You know,
100% true.
I never really thought of it that way, but it is absolutely true.
Spin has been real for centuries. Help me, Dominion. You're my only hope.
Still better than real Star Wars.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, shoot. Did I just say that out loud?
Look, I blame OSHA. In the old days, stupid people died from being stupid. OSHA's been keeping stupid people alive since the 70s, alive to breed and make more stupid people. Now we have a country full of stupid people. Thanks a lot, OSHA.
Yeah.
Jeez. Take some warning labels off of stuff. Take do not eat off paint. You want to eat paint? Eat it! Eat it! We don't need you.
I saw one where the pizza box had a warning to, open before eating pizza or something like that.
If he's Hitler, why didn't he do the Hitler things his first term? Why didn't he do the Hitler things before? Oh, Lord. Inflation is not that high.
Nah.
Listen, they keep telling you, and by they, I mean the current administration, that we're all just too stupid to realize inflation is not bad. Well, I went shopping. The register didn't lie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Shit is still expensive. Way more expensive. I can't afford comic books, damn it. Bam. Wait, so people can say whatever they want? Yeah. Oh, let's give them guns. LMAO, this country's going to be lit. This was, I don't know if people know, at the Constitutional Convention, this was actually recorded dialogue. It happened.
Yep.
Take the shot or we will fire you, starve you, take your children, put you in camps, and leave you to die without medical treatment. Nobody forced you to take the shot. Oh, my God. Everyone I don't like is Hitler. A child's guide to online political discussion. And this happened to me, you guys.
Oh?
A creator who I very much respect for his creative abilities has some very far leftist followers, and he himself votes left. And he said, "How can anyone vote for the Orange Man?" And I said, "Because we want to feed our families." And one of his friends jumped in and said, "So you're literally wanting to bring back the Third Reich?" Oh, Jesus Christ!
Literally.
Literally.
Yeah, literally.
You keep using that word. I do not think it means what you think it means. You've got your balls to the wall. If Big Mike hugged me like that, I would clench my butt cheeks. Listen, Moose, I don't swing that way. Stop it. I turned my gun in to help fight gun violence. Did you cut your dick off to help fight rape? Dumbasses. Did you see? Anyway, when you're okay with naked strangers dancing for children, but go apocalyptic when adults pray to God, you're on the side of evil, and we're done pretending any different. Period. I saw the post where the guy was saying we should increase the cost of lethal bullets to $600 per bullet. Like, what is a non-lethal bullet? These people are just fucktards.
I mean, I would say Nerf guns, but have you seen a Nerf gun recently?
That's what I'm saying. Those things can take your head off.
My gosh.
Kamala Harris was guilty of stolen McValor. We started with McDonald's. Remember,
on the last one, I was curious. Is she actually black? if they can steal a white person's picture and make it look like,
she was the first Indian, as far as I knew, to be this, that, and the other thing. Then all of a sudden, bam, she's black.
Yeah.
Well, just Rachel Dolezal all the hell out of it. All right. Remember, the people you argue with followed arrows to walk around a grocery store. When all of that shit was going on, I'm proud to say I never wore a mask and I never obeyed their stupid signs. I did obey the distancing because I didn't want to freak people out. So I'm in Walgreens and I'm in line to check out. And this old Karen in front of me, and by old I mean like granny, wearing her mask. She comes huffling up into my face and goes, "Where's your mask?" And I said, "I'll wipe my ass with it. Mind your business, Karen." That did not go over well with her, but in fairness to myself, the employee lost his shit laughing.
I spent most of COVID in lockdown in the middle of nowhere in Poland. Which was an adventure in itself. But when I got hurt and they had to bring me back home, I noticed, hey, they were doing this thing called social distancing, which I thought was great for my PTSD.
Yeah, that's the one policy that I think we should keep going. Just keep it going. And fuck 6 feet. Let's talk miles. No comment here. No comment. Easy. And this has been another exciting episode of Meme Review.
Great memes.
Great memes.
Good picks, Doc.
Those are very carefully cultivated.
That was a good crop right there, boys and girls. Lord. So, excuse me. I actually had a coughing fit because a laughing fit brings on a coughing fit because I smoked too much. And it was one of the memes, and one of you guys made a comment. I don't remember what it was, but I literally laughed so hard I saw stars. That can't be good for you.
Or is it?
I know. Doc, I think you get a special kind of high.
I do.
You laugh too hard. Mm-hmm.
I do indeed. I coughed myself unconscious once.
Did you really?
Months ago. Yeah. I was watching something, and back right here, sitting in this chair, and I had a cup of coffee in one hand, and I had my cigarette in the other one. And I started laughing, which started a coughing fit. And I came to a few minutes later, or I guess it was a few seconds. I was still holding my cigarette and coffee. I didn't spill a drop. I didn't drop my ashes. I could tell by the cigarette how long I'd been out. And it was the most pleasant, euphoric feeling. I'm like, I'm doing that again.
All right, new goal for me. Try to find the funniest memes to make Doc pass out.
Oh my God, what a great bumper crop of memes! But look, my crew here, they let me down.
Is he talking about us, Tanner?
Oh, he's totally talking about us.
Oh, shit. Gonna get chewed out.
We're going to do the review of the Penguin TV show. There it is. There's that euphoria again. That feels so cool. More, please. Is that what it's like to be stoned? Anyway, we're going to review the Penguin, the TV show. Tanner didn't watch it. Kitty didn't watch it.
Oh, cool. I didn't have that confirmed. Thank you. Dude, Tanner, I knew we were going to work really well together.
Now, Kitty has an excuse in that I sprung it on her at the last minute with no guidance whatsoever. Tanner, on the other hand, was here for show prep. I said, "Did you watch it?" He said, "No." I said, "Go binge watch it." Well, I had shit to do. I couldn't do it.
Dude, I just got out of having my ass chewed because I slacked better than you by not showing up to the prep meeting.
Now, here's what I'm going to say about the Penguin TV show. It has become a rare thing to find a well adapted story from a comic book. All right. It was like Infinity War, and then it was hit or miss. Like Werewolf by Night was good, but everything else, Marvel TV, just sucked. And I had begun to despair. Now I've seen the Batman movie, the one with the Pattinson,
Mm-hmm.
and it was okay. I thought the ending was just lame. It went on too long. But regardless, Colin Farrell as the Penguin in that rocked. And first of all, he was unrecognizable. People kept saying that's Colin Farrell. I was like, no, it's not. That's some old fat dude.
Yeah.
No, it was him. So this is his story, the TV show. And it's pretty damn good. So non-spoilers, I'm going to clue you in here a little bit. If you're looking for a true crime story that's like The Sopranos or Boardwalk Empire, this ain't it. It's not that deep and rich as those are. But when compared to other comic book crime stories, it's head and shoulders above all of them. It's really good. The characterizations are off the chain. The Penguin's superhuman ability is to spin bullshit and get himself out of trouble. And he's good at it. He's really good at it. And the character development is really good. So I've got a few slides here. And I just want to talk about the characters. I don't want to give away the plot here. So here we go. This is Tanner, let me know when you got me up.
Gotcha.
I mean, that's Colin Farrell. Jesus Christ, man.
I can only see it in the eyes.
I don't even see it there. In this one, he's not. They don't show how he gets his gimpy leg, but he's got a gimpy leg. He wears a brace on it. Let me turn this off. But Colin Farrell's tall, and in the fat suit, he's like the Hulk walking around. So forget Burgess Meredith being this little guy, or forget Danny DeVito, the short, monstrous penguin. There's this guy. He was the driver / bodyguard for Sophia Falcone, and he betrayed her, and that got her sent to Arkham for 10 years so that he could be the runner of that club and move himself up. And then when the show starts, you know, the events of the Batman movie have happened, and now he's no longer running that club. No spoilers. I'm going to tell you what happens. This chick is Sophia Falcone, who changes her name in the show to Sophia Gigante, her mother's maiden name. The Hangman. She's wonderfully played, probably the most intense character on the show. Very well acted, very well directed, very well written. She's very compelling, and she is a murderous bitch.
So, Doc, is this what it kind of looks like? Where it's like it gives kind of like that mob, like a mob show feeling.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, very much.
That's the thing that I do want to watch it for, because I love mob stories.
Yes, indeed. Same here. This little kid is Vic. I don't know what his last name is on the show. His name on the show is Vic. And curiously, I got to wondering, is this Victor Freeze? Is he going to grow up and be Mr. Freeze? But anyway, this little nugget here was trying to jack the rims off Penguin's car when Penguin was trying to get to his car to hide a body. So that's how they meet. But he has mercy on the kid, and the kid ends up working for him.
Hey,
Again,
Gary, how are you?
Hello, Carrie Dolly.
Yeah. Hi,
a,
Carrie.
a very compelling character. I was not going to like him. I don't usually like little kids or young adults in an adult show, you know?
Mhm.
No, he's a very compelling character, very well written. And then this chick is Penguin's mom. And holy cow, this actress needs an Oscar or an Emmy, I guess, for a TV show. She is as a character, she's demented. First of all, she does have dementia, so she's like early onset Alzheimer's. Think Joe Biden, but with tits. Um, and she's evil, and she wants to have all the finer things, and she expects Penguin to get them for her. And since he's chosen to do it through crime, she wants him to be a successful criminal. And every time he fails, she just spurgs out and tells him what a fucking horror show nightmare of a son he is. And he's, come on, Ma. So a very compelling cast. This guy is that's Tom.
Man.
What's his name? No, Clancy Brown. I started to say
Brown.
Tom Clancy. He's playing Maroney, the one who was deposed by Falcone, and as head of that family. And he has made this, as far as I'll go on spoilers, he ends up making an allegiance with Sophia from the Falcones to go after Penguin. So that's the world of shit he has stirred up for himself. He's got the two biggest crime families coming after him. And we'll see if his ability to talk his way out of this shit does him any good. But yeah, if you're down with a good crime show, this is good. All right. It gets 2 thumbs up from me. If you're looking for something as in-depth as The Sopranos or Boardwalk Empire, no, this will not satisfy that thirst. But compared to other comic book adaptations, extremely good.
I think I'm on board for it because I've had to watch The Sopranos like 8 times to like follow everything that's going on, and still there's stuff that I'm like, what happened here again? Why are they doing that? Why is that guy getting whacked?
Yeah. I'm about to. Speaking of, I had just finished Boardwalk Empire about a month ago. I'm about to dive right back in it and binge watch the whole thing again because it was just good. It was really good. And again, Richard Harrow. You guys, if you don't know who Richard Harrow is, if you don't know Boardwalk Empire, just go to YouTube and look up Richard Harrow, and it'll show his scenes. Oh my God, what an amazing character. And I'm hoping that we get even better from Penguin. Something like that. Oh my God, such a great character. How many guys in chat have seen Penguin? Let me know. And conversely, how many of you have seen what we're talking about, Boardwalk Empire?
Yeah, well, I think Abbo already said, yeah, haven't seen it already, so I know that.
Abbo hasn't seen it yet.
Abbo's not seen it. Again, it's worth the watch. The new episodes drop Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern. And I actually caught myself looking forward to it. Now, I was going to say this. I've also been watching, Christy, I don't know if you have, Tulsa King.
Oh, man, anything Taylor Sheridan does, I watch.
Now, Tulsa King with our boy Rocky Balboa, Sylvester Stallone, has been good. It straddles the fence between cheesy, stereotypical, and then having some good intrigue going on. Carrie says she hasn't seen it either. Not sure if it's available in UK. HBO Max, Carrie, if it is, that's where you'll find it. Tulsa King drops the same time. So once a week I get 2 shows I can watch. And it's funny comparing them because, to be honest with you, I mean, you're really pulling for Sylvester Stallone's character in this movie, Manfredi.
He got done dirty right after getting out. Man.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did. But you're pulling for him. You're not pulling for Penguin but at the same time, there's no one to pull for. They're all bad. So it's just one of those. In that respect, it's like Boardwalk Empire. There's just no good people in that show. They're all bad people. So by comparison, you find a protagonist and you go with it. And that's kind of the thing I've been bouncing between with Tulsa King and Penguin is, you are pulling for Manfredi and his crew of underdogs, this scrappy young mob coming up. Why am I pulling for this? Fucking criminals. But, it's more of a lighthearted fare compared to Penguin. Penguin is much darker in its tone. And in my opinion, that makes it better. Because I like gritty, dark crime. I'm like Christy, man. I'm in that shit. That's the world Jake Bishop lives in. Come on.
Heck yeah. We were talking backstage, and I was talking about how nobody really cares about the Penguin, in comic books,
Right.
he's pretty shit character until recently, he had that show, The Gotham, where I can't think of that young actor's name that played him, but I mean they just revamped him, and they made him. I mean, he was kind of sniveling in Gotham. Kind of character, but he was calculating. He was always playing other people against each other, and was kind of a linchpin in the series. As a character, which was different for.
We said backstage sometimes reimagining a character is both necessary and beneficial, and in this case, Burgess Meredith with a monocle and an umbrella, no. Colin Farrell as a 6-foot-tall fat guy with a limp and a scarred face. Yeah, pretty good. Hadn't seen an umbrella in the show yet.
No, I did. It was funny. I told you I was, looking at my feed today to see if, what was going on in the news and pop culture and all that kind of stuff. And there was a thing about the Penguin. So I was like, oh, well, let me check this out since we're going to be talking about it. Apparently he will be donning a top hat. No, it looked legit. I mean, it looked like, it suits the period. No? Okay.
I'll reserve judgment. So far, they've done well. So they haven't put a foot wrong. You just kind of, you want a little bit more from a crime drama. You need more than one big plot running at a time. It's got to be as convoluted as a plate of spaghetti. You know what I'm saying? I like following the threads to see where they all go. This is very straightforward, running down a path, becomes, I won't say predictable, because that's, you watch shows and you know how it's going to end as soon as it starts. Movies the same way. By the way, only one movie ever got me with a caught me by surprise ending, and that was The Sixth Sense with Bruce Willis. That motherfucker was dead the whole time. What? Are you shitting me? Why did I notice this? It got me. Oh, Carrie says Penguin is on Now TV and Sky Atlantic for them over in England. HBO Max is unavailable. Well,
I don't know what Now TV is.
I don't know what any of that is.
That must be a European thing.
Listen, I love our UK people. I love our European folks. We kept this show at this time slot just for you guys. So no hate intended when I say, I don't know what the fuck that is.
Also, it's weird that you guys overuse the letter U.
Color, honor, valor. Kerry says Penguin and Gotham versus Penguin in this HBO Max series. Which actor did the character better? So far, definitely Colin Farrell is killing it.
Based on what I'm being told, I'm going to have to go with Colin Farrell.
Yeah, you got to watch
You know,
it. Tanner.
I like gritty. I like gritty, and you know,
You gotta listen. The both of you,
and I'm not.
You got
I'm
a
not,
week.
I will. I'm going to get caught up, but I'm going to tell you. And the whole reason why I didn't see it is because I didn't watch the Batman. I didn't.
And you don't. You don't need to.
It had nothing. It had nothing to do with who they cast in there. I just said to myself, another Batman movie. It's like when they talk about whoever they is out in the ether. When they talk about superhero fatigue, and this is coming from a guy who loves comic books. I mean, you know how I am, but I am suffering from some like serious fatigue.
I had Batman fatigue.
Like
it's like how many times are you?
I don't want to watch another Spider-Man. I don't want to watch another Batman. I don't.
Yes,
I don't care.
I say congratulations for reaching that point.
Yeah, if you bring me some fresh content from the world of superheroes, I'm down for it. If it's well written and true to the character. But god dang, man, how many new Spider-Men? How many Batmen? At some point, let a character take a good long break.
Yeah. I don't care. My son was like, he came out, was like, hey, Dad, so word through the grapevine is there's another abysmal Star Wars movie coming out. And I was like, joke's on you, son. Turned my back on Star Wars a long time ago. And he was like, really? Like even the originals? I was like, dude, I've seen it. I owned it. I've seen it so many times that I can quote it.
Yep.
It does nothing for me anymore. I wanted something new. I didn't want a freaking New Hope with new characters, which is what they gave us at the sequel.
Yes. Preach. Look, for me, Star Wars ended with Return of the Jedi. All that other shit is just fan fiction.
Yeah, it's just fan
Maybe
fiction.
Rogue One. I'll slide Rogue One in there.
Look, Rogue One was good. I'm not going to lie. I enjoyed it. I'm not Mandalorian. I enjoyed it.
Season 1.
Season 1, yeah, I liked it, but then it just got to the point where there was just Star Wars overload. Ahsoka, it was good. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, it was woke and horrible. I don't know. It wasn't as woke as other things I've seen.
Carrie brings this up. So Spider-Man Noir would be a no. Now, first of all, that's an entirely different character, and I didn't know. I mean, I knew that was a thing. But it looks like they're actually shooting that. Is that a true
They're
story?
actually shooting it. Yeah. I thought it was a joke. I'm not even going to lie. I literally thought it was a joke, like all the other, would be little trailers that people cobble together using AI and deep fake software.
But this is real. They're making
it. Yeah. No, they're actually making it.
All right. Listen. I'm going to go on record right here saying I'm in. It's noir. I'm in. But if they fuck it up, I'm out forever. I'll never give it another chance. That's awesome. Is it going to be Nicolas Cage?
Yeah, supposedly it's Nicolas Cage. And,
he's too old.
Yeah, I know. Well, he's behind a mask, so
he's too fucking old to be a superhero character. Get out of here with that.
And that's where I'm sitting here. I'm like, I love noir too. I do. I really do. But I Spider Noir. I don't know.
We'll have
it's
to see.
Spider-Man. It's still Spider-Man. It's an offshoot of Spider-Man. Yep. It's a derivative of Spider-Man. Nothing against derivatives,
If it's a good derivative.
If it's a good derivative.
Yeah. Let's do this. I need to refresh my coffee. Let's play Dillard's trailer one more time. That'll give us time to run, grab a cup of coffee, and come back. Take a look at this. This is by our friend John Dillard, the forthcoming Golden Patriot.
Heck yeah. Let's do this right now.
Lieutenant Rogers, this is a time-sensitive critical mission. You must pre-see the Nazi force and secure the artifact, then get to the extraction point before they arrive. Failure to do so will result in being hopelessly outnumbered.
It's time we take the fight.
Latest news we have of the Allied invasion of northwestern France is still an escalation from the associated.
For fulfilling this high objective. A crisis
along the whole North African coastline, the Allies can strike simultaneously.
And we're back. Or at least two of us are. It's okay. It's okay. Doc pulled a me.
Is he yelling across the room?
Yeah, he sure is.
It's not that it's a big house. It's that I'm old and getting across it takes a minute.
Just take your time, no falling down.
Well, I thought, if I trot back there, I'll be winded and out of breath because I'm old and I smoke too much.
Fair enough.
So just slow down, Doc. You get there when you get there. Carrie wants to know, and I'll ask my co-host also, if you could submerge any comic book character into a noir world, who would you choose? Interesting question.
I feel like Tanner could spit on this for hours, probably.
I mean, I've got one I would like to see.
And why? Okay. Well, you want my honest opinion?
Yes.
I thought about, instantly I'm like, what would be the weirdest thing? And I'm like, no, too cliche. You know what would be cool though? I think would be a fun watch? The Crow. In a noir setting.
Okay, fair enough.
It's a revenge story,
Yeah.
And it would take place in a different time and with new characters, and I think it would be interesting.
Yeah, and that's not that far of a stretch either. That would work.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I would go with Bizarro, the Vision. The android, the Vision.
The android, the Vision. Okay.
Get all the green and yellow off of him. He's just red, and he's in the trench coat and the fedora, and he's solving crimes, walking through walls and fucking with people. I say, yeah. I mean, he's a very OP character, but power has nothing to do with solving crime. Neither necessarily does raw intelligence, because he's an android. He's super smart. You actually have to be able to do deduction, induction, interrogate people. You've got to be able to follow the evidence. So your power set almost doesn't matter until it's showtime. When it's time to fight, then he's that guy. He's going to get you. But I thought a cold, robotic, his voice is described in the comics, not like what we got in the movies. With that British accent, Alfred, whatever the fuck his name was, Jarvis voice.
Oh,
no. His voice is described as deep and cold as the grave. Will make your skin crawl to hear him talk. Yeah, that's the Vision I want.
Which is kind of how they went with Doc Manhattan and The Watchmen.
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah. What about you, Katie?
He was a man.
Yeah, so I've been hanging out with a bunch of comic book fans for the last year and a half, and the more streams I go on, the more I have to out myself as not a comic book reader.
That's fine.
But nevertheless, noir and a few characters, because everybody does.
Hey,
Kirby, what's up, buddy?
I don't feel like I would give a genuine answer, really. Like I'm misinformed. And,
Fair enough. Fair enough.
And while I can make myself look like an ass on purpose, I do try to avoid it at all.
Okay. Well, okay.
It comes natural to me, though.
I'll tell you what. You seem like someone who understands like pop culture and has seen enough things. How about a person in like pop culture put into a noir setting?
Oh. Why did Red Foreman immediately pop in my brain? With Kitty?
Oh God, somebody from pop culture, jeez. No, don't make me struggle, you guys.
Okay, right. No
struggling. All right, I do want to say this. Kirby has been under the weather. Kirby, I hope you're feeling better, buddy. Hope you get well very soon.
Yeah, everybody's been getting sick.
Yeah,
it's the season, right?
Yeah, when people
came on me, I thought it was food poisoning.
Oh, yeah. Look, when people start feeling like I do every day, that's when they're sick and they go to the
doctor. Levi says, Kitty, which politician would you throw back to the Dark Ages?
Oh, well, gosh. I think I'd choose Gavin Newsom, my governor.
I almost died right then and there. That would be great.
Look, don't send him to the Dark Ages. Send him to the French Revolution and introduce him to the thing.
No, but couldn't you see him? Couldn't you see him as a he'd go back there and he'd start talking and they think he's crazy and so they make him a court jester, put him in the little hat. And like, dance, monkey, dance.
Yeah. I think he'd make a good court jester. Wait, except for jesters, no, I wouldn't put him in that. That's actually an exalted role because you actually get to make fun of the leaders without consequence.
That's a true story. And they were usually, or not usually, but in many cases, they were the king's most trusted advisor because they had absolute immunity. They could say whatever the hell they want.
Did not know that.
Oh.
Yeah. I did not know that.
Yeah. So we definitely don't want him advising things because Western civilization would never have developed. Fucking used car salesman motherfucker. I can't stand him. Ugh. He's not, Kitty, you said he reminds you of a slick mobster. He ain't smart enough to be in the mob. He's a fucking smarmy used car salesman.
Yeah, okay, all right. But he still looks like he still looks like a made man to me. That hair. Hair.
I could see him and Herb Tarlick from WKRP in Cincinnati working together to sell advertising space.
The slick hair, it just reminds me of 80s Wall Street.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So
I feel like he's someone that Christian Bale should have knocked off in American Psycho.
We are days away, you guys, from a very important election. I'm tired of saying the most important election of our lifetime, but this may very well be it. This is either we slide into 1,000 years of darkness and the decline of America, or we get a little bit of a reprieve.
That's pretty dark, Doc.
Yeah.
I mean,
wow, that segued really quick.
Yeah, exactly. I no longer have any choices in my life.
Let me put it this way. All right, the current candidate on the blue side has publicly said she wants to come for your Second Amendment, your guns, and that she wants to curtail your First Amendment, all while vilifying her opponent as fascist Hitler.
Which is
exactly they're setting us up. They're setting us up to stand down.
It's confession by projection. Accuse your enemy of that which you would do. But these people have publicly said, recently John Kerry has said it, Hillary Clinton has said it. And by the way, if you think fucking Joe Biden's running things, you're deluded. He's not. Pay attention to what the power movers behind the scenes are saying. They're coming, first of all, for your First Amendment rights. They want you to shut up and not be informed.
I saw there was a clip. I didn't actually click on it, but I just read the headline, and it was I guess Hillary Clinton was on CNN, which I don't watch CNN to begin with. But she said something so preposterous that even the CNN host, on there was like, "What did you just say?" like we know that
Hillary
we know
wants,
this to be untrue.
Hillary wants re-education camps for conservatives.
For conservatives, yeah. She said that during her campaign.
Mm-hmm. She wants re-education camps for conservatives. Kamala has said, and John Kerry and Hillary Clinton have all said they want to step on your First Amendment right, and your Second Amendment's in the way. So she has said by executive order she'll do something about that. Now, to quote
not exactly
Hancock,
how that works, but okay.
To quote Hancock from the movie Hancock, "Bitch can try."
Bitch can try. Yeah.
But this is what they want. And you have to think about how successful they've been so far. We're here on a platform where using everyday common sense language to describe things can get you canceled. Because why? Not for monetary reasons. So if it's not monetary and you're a corporation, what's your motive for censoring speech? We've already seen it with Zuckerberg. We saw it with the Twitter files. We've seen it here on the Glue Tube. They want you to shut up. The new thing on YouTube, when you're getting ready to post a video, you have to go through a checklist. One of them says, are you presenting material that is fictional but intended to look real? In other words, satire. Don't do that. Don't do that. You can't do parodies. You can't do satire. You can't talk about. One guy was even talking about, he does a history show, and he showed the muzzle of a howitzer going poof, demonetized.
Violence. Oh, heaven forbid.
What? But you can have channels dedicated to naked yoga.
Are there really?
Yes. Wait. You know what Tanner will be doing later.
See him soon.
We don't look. I'm just saying there's a threat, and when we go, if we go, there's nowhere else to go to. Our poor friends over in Britain, in England, have the police kicking their doors for memes, for Facebook posts. There you go. No, it's called body paint cleaning. I don't even want to know, but I'm sure it's up there.
Well, now I know.
Yeah, Kamala's gaslighting us, telling us that it's Trump that wants to get rid of the Constitution. It's not.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one of the rules for radicals. Mm-hmm. Accuse your opponent of doing what you're actually doing.
That which you're doing. Yes, yeah. Absolutely right. And I said all that to say this. They're kind of having a meltdown because it's just not working. Most of the polls are showing either a dead heat with Trump slightly edging out, or some of the polls are showing a landslide for Trump. But don't get complacent. Go vote. Go vote like your freedom and your children's freedom depend on it. I don't want my sons and grandsons going to fight a war that we have nothing to do with. That's been enough of that. All right. I would like to be able to afford groceries again. Ramen noodles get old. I'm drinking cheap coffee, for Christ's sakes.
In the words of Ike, beware the military-industrial complex.
Mm-hmm.
And it's true. These forever wars need to stop. And
yeah,
I was a part of that cog once.
Yeah. I served, and I was ready to go to war if my country called on me. But if we don't have to, why should we?
Yeah, exactly. And that's where I stand on it. Especially as my boys start entering the service.
I know.
Yeah.
God help them.
Now I understand my parents a little bit more. When I came home, it was like I did a thing.
Yeah. Same. Jeez. We were talking backstage, and I said, Tanner, did you know there are drill instructors on Paris Island right now screaming in some young recruit's face who weren't even born on 9/11?
Yeah.
We're old.
9/11 seems like just yesterday to me.
It does.
And we swore we would never forget.
I didn't.
We didn't.
I mean,
we didn't.
I kept my oath. No, I got you.
Some things are self-evident.
Yeah. I found them. I put them in my recruiting office. I have them hanging up now in my office. But I have the first 3 days of the newspaper from 9/11 all the way to, the first 3 days, and it tells a story, about the attack, who did it, recovery, begins, and then retaliation. So,
yeah. And while that was the most reprehensible event in American history, 9/12, the day after, and the following couple of few weeks, we were a united country.
Yes, we were.
And I missed that. But then somebody came along and called us deplorables and clingers and said Trayvon could have been my son. And well, just fuck me. We're not united anymore. So keep that in mind when you're voting. I'm not going to tell you who to vote for. Vote for common sense. If their argument to you is the other person's Hitler, you can ignore them. That's a childish argument. It's an ad hominem. It's a non sequitur. These are debate fallacies and logic fallacies that do not stand up to adult reasoning. Don't fall for that bullshit.
Okay, and if you don't like any of the candidates, there's a write-in. Like, hey, I'm just saying. I saw Idiocracy, and Terry Crews wouldn't be that bad. I'm just saying.
Comparatively, yes.
I want Macho Camacho Mountain Dew.
You can always write me in. So I'm going to tell you right now, my platform will be so easy. I'm going to spend every waking moment downsizing the government, period.
I would love for someone to come in, tell the Congress to shut up, fire off a couple of, heavy weapons.
Disavow.
Yeah. I just think that'd be cool.
Jesus Christ.
The parade, this giant freaking, trike.
Yes. Gray Wolf, first of all, tell your son that he has our thanks for his service.
Yes.
And I wish him peace, because that's what every warrior prays for. We prepare for war, but pray for peace.
Yeah, my son just started his tour and is about ready to re-enlist. So
that's going by so quick, Tanner.
Yeah. Well, they offered him a 2-year contract, so his first year is almost up, and he's able to re-enlist. So jeez. I don't know, but he's balancing. He doesn't know what he wants to do. Like whether he's going to stay in the Army or he's going to, there's talks of crossing over and going Navy corpsman. So.
Better be sure.
Whatever. Well, he's a medic right now, and he was like, "Did you know?" And I was like, "That they, he's like a Navy corpsman can do this and this and this and this." He's like all the things that he can't do that he wants to do in the Army.
Yep.
And I was like, "I actually do, son, and I'll tell you why." Because I was like, Doc.
It's not just a nickname, baby.
It's not just a nickname. I was like, I've gotten some education over the last few years.
we corpsmen are badass, and I, as a corpsman, was nowhere near as badass as this current breed of corpsmen that came out of the Middle East wars. Those motherfuckers are some steely-eyed missile men, know-it-all fucking surgeons. All right.
Well, I'll tell you what, I had my only interaction with the corpsmen when I was deployed So I deployed injured, in the Army. I already had a permanent profile, as they call it in the Army. And I go in there and I got some issues. My leg was acting up again. Still hadn't had my surgery yet, and I deployed again. So I'm on where am I? I'm not Ali Salim. Yeah, was it Ali Salim? Ali Salim in Kuwait. And what we had there was it's a joint base. It's joint, Air Force, Army, and everything. And then there's Navy on there. So on the Army side, your hospitals are ran by corpsmen. So I go in there, and the first time, I don't know any of the ranks. So I'm just like, I apologize, because I don't know what you guys are. I'm looking at the enlisted. I was like, no clue. Officer comes in. What is an Oakley cluster in the
gold or silver?
Silver.
Silver is lieutenant commander.
Lieutenant commander. Okay, so a lieutenant commander comes in there, and she's really nice. And
no, I got that backwards. Silver is commander.
Commander. Okay, so a commander comes in there. And she's looking at me, and she's like, "How are you deployed?" I was like, "I don't know. Like, the Army said I was good to go. I don't know what to tell you." she's like, "Son, if you were in the Navy, you would have been put on shore duty." And I was looking at her, and I was like, "What's shore duty?" And she's like, "You're basically non-deployable." I was like, "Oh, that sounds awesome." I was like, "Yeah, we don't have that. You're one or the other."
Yep.
But I'll never forget the Navy. The Navy was like, like, you shouldn't be here.
Yeah, and they do have. That's a true story. They have that in the Navy. But my thinking has always gone this way: how physically demanding is it to be on a ship? You don't have to walk far because it ain't that big, and you sit down for your job most of the time, unless you're on an aircraft carrier. And I love you, my brother sailors. Don't misunderstand me. I'm not denigrating what you do. Like, I couldn't be a submariner for nothing. But once you're on that boat underwater, the furthest you have to walk is like 20 feet. What medical thing is going to prevent you from doing that? I mean, unless you're in a wheelchair, because that won't work. Battle stations. Well, let me hobble my ass down this hallway right here, all of 10 feet to go sit at my battle station. Get out of here with that.
That was literally the situation I was in. I was the Penguin before they created them.
Yeah, see?
I was limping around.
Gray Wolf has a book coming out called Annabelle Winfield, Book 3. He says, heck, I had to go through the obstacle course of like twice to pass it. You really got to watch it. Jeez, Gray Wolf, come on now. When I was stationed on Parris Island, my base housing that I lived in, right across the street from me was the 3rd Battalion PT field with this obstacle course. I go out there and run that for my morning PT every day.
Well, let me tell you what's crazy about the obstacle courses nowadays, and this is no joke. Some people are gonna probably say, "Oh, you're making it up," but I'm not. Like in the Army, we had an obstacle course. I remember we had a cool one at Fort Riley. It had like rappelling stations and everything, and I'm like, how do we use that? And they're like, "Oh, well, you gotta put in an authorization, and you got to do a what do you call it? A risk mitigation, paperwork and all that kind of stuff." And I'm like, sounds like a lot of work. I'll pass.
And in my day, we could call EOD and go, "Yeah, I want to do some grenade quals today. Send me 5 hand grenades." All right,
that
cool.
was just to do the obstacle course, because if anyone got hurt, heaven forbid,
I mean, we just
that's your ass,
It was always in the Fleet Marine Force. It was always, "Oh, you want to train? Cool. See you back here in an hour."
What happened to rub some dirt in it and keep on?
Yeah, walk it off, rub some dirt in it. Anyway, we almost fell into that hole. We got to start telling stories. Never get veterans
out.
Never climb the rope net like this. Always like this. Why? Because the guy above you might step on your hands.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
Always this way. All right, that's the show, boys and girls. We're going to wrap this up. I want to thank my co-hosts, Tanner Hurley, as always. Can't do it without you. Christy, my love.
Thanks for having me, of course.
Thank you for making me laugh so hard that I hurt myself.
Yay.
Chat, you guys rock. Glad to have you. We're out of here.
Look, I don't mean to be rude, but I'm tired of talking to you.
And don't think it hasn't been a little slice of heaven, because it hasn't.